A modern fighter jet can detect a threat, lock on, and launch a missile in seconds, sometimes before the pilot even understands what just happened. These are not just fast planes, they are flying supercomputers. And the real advantage is not the engine, it is the systems most people never see. In this video, I will break down 15 advanced fighter jet systems, explained simply, no engineering degree needed. By the end, you will understand what gives modern jets a massive edge and why older aircraft struggle to keep up today. Most people think fighter jets win because of speed. But speed means nothing if you cannot see first, lock first, and act first. That is what separates modern jets from everything else. These 15 systems are why. Let's count them down. System 15. Sensor fusion. A fighter jet has radar, infrared sensors, data links, and cameras, all feeding information at once. Old jets showed all of that on separate screens. Modern jets combine everything into one clear picture. It is like turning 10 cameras into one clean image. The pilot sees threats, not data. And that single picture makes everything else possible. System 14. AESA Radar. Old radars had a spinning dish. AESA does not spin. It steers electronically. That means it can track dozens of targets at once, switch modes instantly, and it is much harder to jam. This is the eyes of the jet, and they never blink. But radar is not always the safest way to search. System 13. IRST. Radar sends out signals. IRST does not. It just watches for heat, engine exhaust, heat from high-speed flight. If something is out there, it is giving off heat, and IRST can find it. It is basically heat vision for jets. Silent, passive, hard to fool. But seeing a target is only half the problem, because the next step is sharing that target with everyone else. System 12. Data link. Fighter jets do not fight alone. They share everything. Radar contacts, targeting data, threat warnings, all in real time. It works like Wi-Fi, but for targets. One jet sees something, and the whole formation knows instantly. Now here is where defense comes in. System 11. Electronic warfare. Some jets do not just avoid being seen, they fight back against sensors. They jam enemy radar, create fake targets, overload tracking systems. It is like throwing digital smoke in someone's eyes. The enemy thinks they see you, they do not. And the next system is what buys you the seconds you need to survive. System 10. Missile warning. When a missile launches, sensors on the jet can detect it and warn the pilot immediately. Direction, distance, time to react. A few seconds of warning can be the difference between evading and not. But a warning is useless without a response. The next system is what saves pilots in close-range combat. System 9. Countermeasures. Heat-seeking missiles chase hot engines, so jets drop flares, hotter than the exhaust. The missile follows the decoy instead. Radar-guided missiles track reflections, so jets release chaff, tiny metal strips that create a bigger target. Distraction at jet speed. And it works. Now let's talk about targeting. System 8. Helmet-mounted display. Older pilots had to look down at screens. Modern pilots see everything projected onto their visor. Speed, altitude, targets, threats, all without looking away from the sky. The helmet becomes the cockpit. and it sets up the next system. System 7. Off-Boresight Targeting. Old jets had to point the nose at a target to lock on. Modern jets do not. The pilot just looks at the target, the helmet tracks their eyes, and the missile follows. It is like aiming with your eyes instead of the nose. Targets that used to be impossible are now easy. This changes everything about close-range combat. System 6. Fly-by-wire. Modern fighters are designed to be unstable. On purpose. It makes them more agile. But no human could control that instability directly. So computers do it. Thousands of tiny adjustments every second. The pilot gives inputs, the computer makes them possible. Without this, modern jets could not exist. System 5. Supercruise. Most jets need afterburners to go supersonic. That burns fuel fast. Some modern jets can cruise above the speed of sound without afterburners. Faster response times, longer range, less fuel. Efficiency and speed together. But speed is useless if the enemy can spot you first. System 4. Stealth shaping. Radar works by bouncing signals off surfaces. Stealth jets are shaped so those signals scatter instead of bouncing back. Special coatings absorb even more. Weapons hide inside the airframe. It is not invisibility, it is geometry. The radar sees a much smaller signal, not a clear jet-sized target. And stealth is not just about shape. System 3. Emission Control. Every transmission can be tracked. Radar pings, radio calls, data bursts. Modern jets manage exactly what they send and when. Sometimes staying hidden means not broadcasting anything at all. Go quiet. Let the sensors work passively. It is the difference between shouting and whispering. System 2. Flight envelope protection. Pilots push hard in combat, sometimes too hard. The jet knows its limits. If a move would overstress the airframe or stall the engines, the computer intervenes. It lets the pilot fly aggressively without crossing the line. Maximum performance, minimum risk. And now, the biggest advantage of all. System 1. Decision speed. Every system we covered feeds into this. The jet gathers data, filters it, prioritizes threats, and presents options before the pilot fully processes what is happening. It is the difference between reacting and predicting. Instead of guessing, the jet highlights the biggest threat first and suggests the next best move. The pilot is not flying alone. They are flying with a machine that thinks alongside them. That is the real edge. Not speed, not power, decision speed. So that is what makes modern fighter jets so dominant. It is not just engines and missiles. It is invisible systems working every second. Seeing first, deciding first, acting first. 15 systems, all stacked together. That is why these jets do not just fly, they think. Modern Classified, out.